Okay, welcome back to Rimworld, Rise of the Machines. We're on, like, year 7 now. Yeah, quite a bit of progression. Despite being on year 7, we still only have 6 colonists, and honestly, it's like 3 or 4 too many. Maybe 3 too many. Right, so we'll talk about the ship in a second, but the base really has not expanded almost at all, and it's a very interesting play style when you have only androids that never need to sleep and don't need to eat anything. Those two things, I mean, that's a big part of Rimworld. That's a big part of, like, colony management. But when the only thing you really have to concern yourself with is, like, electricity, and even then, you know, not really, and, like, recreation, I guess, but that's a pretty minor concern as well. I mean, it's just, like, it's a very easy playthrough, I think, when you just have androids. So I'd recommend it, you know, if you're looking for something a little easier to try out. Yeah, so I'm pretty much at the end of this playthrough, though. There's not a whole lot left. We've researched gobs of things. Right now, we got quantum computing just for the hell of it. That's mainly what everything is now, is just for the hell of it. Like, if I care. But we've researched a lot of things. Anything that's, like, filled in here has been researched. So a lot. Because I mean, Harper is just a research god. His research speed is at 1,264% of base value. So that's good. And, you know, we've got the multi-analyzer, we got an ENIAC in here, we've got a computing system, and, you know. Then I actually have another tier 4, because I made one, Jason. He's also pretty intellectual. He's got an 18 right now. His research speed is 368. Not nearly as good, and that's because we got plus 25% from Technomancer, which is good. And then specific, I don't know what else gives him, like, so much more. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it's just good. And then a ship crash landed here, which is what, you know, it happens. It's not that unusual of an event, and usually there's a few, like, colonists there that you can rescue or prison or whatever. One of them, though, was this guy, a tier 5 android, 8,700 years old. And if you thought tier 4 androids were insanely, like, fast and just overpowered compared to a normal human, tier 5 is even a step beyond that. They're pretty fucking nuts. I don't think his research speed is specifically... I mean, his is more than Jason's, 688%. Because his global work speed is times 377%, so he does everything almost, like, 4 times faster than a normal human. But the problem with the tier 5, I don't think they're actually better than tier 4 overall. And that's because tier 5s just believe that they are better than any other form of life. So they have this intolerance trait. Intolerant of all life forms, mechanical or biological. There's always a chance they'll randomly cause fights. So they have a minus 15 permanent mood effect. So this guy, he's gone on a murderous rage, like, 7 times since I've gotten him. And it's always just I have to imprison him and then release him and it's over. But every time he gets imprisoned, you know, this thing resets. So he's always at a plus another -6. So he's pretty much perpetually -21 on his mood, which leads to, you know, more murderous rampages. It's a bit too much of a hassle to really keep him around. I am keeping him around because I'm almost done, but if I was actually planning to play for a lot longer, nah, I would ditch him. There is actually some tech you need a tier 5 android to research, because their brain is capable of more, but yeah, tier 4s are really the sweet spot of just better than humans in every way. Right. So, plasteel, if you remember, I was looking into making my own plasteel through oil. And how you do that is you make these autoclaves, and then you go here and you make uncured plasteel, which takes 25 steel, 50 synthylene, and 40 chem fuel. And that's 25 plasteel. And you shove that into the autoclave, and then, like, 10 hours later or whatever, you get 25 plasteel. So that's the Rhymfeller method of making your own plasteel. But I have, like, 3 or 4 different methods of making plasteel. The easiest one is this one, Matter Weaver. You just take 35 steel, and you turn it into 7 plasteel. It's pretty simple. And it just gets the job done. But either way, we have now 1,100 some plasteel, over 5,000 steel. I mean, we have everything we really need. Except perhaps gold. There's no way to make gold. Actually, that's not necessarily true. Because I was looking into the energy. Hold on, the energy. This thing, the energy condenser. So this condenses raw matter, basically anything, into this substance called EMC, of which I actually have like 14,000 or something like that. Who knows where it is? Somewhere. I have a lot of items. Who knows? Shit. I don't... Oh, there it is. Yeah. EMC. Energy Matter Covalescence. Covalence. There you go. It's used as a currency when items are turned into EMC. So you can transform them back into raw matter or use them for different types of fuel. So if I make... So this thing turns anything into EMC, and then I should have... I should have some type of... I don't know if I actually researched it or not. Well, I have a generator that uses EMC. But I don't know if I actually got the machine that turns EMC into raw material. So I don't know the extent of all the things you can make with EMC, but theoretically, I guess I could turn it into gold. I don't know. I mean, you're getting into high-end territory at this point. And so that brings us to the sort of end game. And I went over before, like, the different ways to end. One of which, the Arconexus, where if your colony is $350,000, they'll take over your settlement, you get 1/3 of the map. I'm actually over that now. I'm at $536,000 colony wealth. But you also need to be allied with Lanavadio. And they're -96. I think they were, like, neutral, and then they, like... This happened, like, with 3 different factions, where they got caught in the crossfire with my turrets and probably, like, some zombies, and then the turrets just shredded them, and then they turned hostile. So, I'm actually hostile with a lot of different factions now. I'm, like, only on good terms with that's, like, 5 of them, yeah. Where it's actually in the positive. So, yeah, I don't know. And then that obviously doesn't end the game, because you still need 2 other things. I wouldn't mind trying it sometime, but, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's a very long-term thing, and there's just so many different kind of playthroughs I want to do. So, there's that. The other one is the royalty one, which is not even available to me. That's the one where you rise up through the ranks of the Empire. And despite me doing several quests, despite me, like, doing that initial quest for the Empire and becoming, like, and doing several other quests to get goodwill with them, it's still sitting at minus 100. And I looked this up, and apparently it's because I'm an Android faction. I'm a modded faction, is what I am. I don't know exactly how that's determined. Must be the starting scenario or something like that. I don't know. But by default, the Empire is enemies with everyone, unless something points to that being different. And so you actually have to go into the mod files. You actually have to go into the game files and add in your mod faction or something like that to make them not hostile with you. And I just said, fuck it. So that leaves one ending, and that's Ship to the Stars, or going into outer space. Not Ship to the Stars. We're not going to go to another ship. We're going to make our own, and that brings us to this. So, ordinarily, vanilla and all that, you don't make, like, the interior of a ship. You don't really design a ship, per se. You just slap certain parts together, and the game qualifies it as a ship, and then you activate it, and you win the game. But the big mod, Save Our Ship 2, adds in all sorts of ship and space stuff. And so you actually design your own ship, and then once you take it into space, it becomes essentially like FTL. Like, you can do ship battles, you can, like, you can attack people, and you can trade with people, and you have to deal with, like, weapons on your ship, and you have to deal with, like, heat dissipation and shields and your life support, and you can put on EVA suits so you can go outside of the ship, and after you destroy another ship, you can, like, salvage it, and you can board them. I mean, it's just, like, insane. It's like a whole different game once you get up there. And then you can actually go and land. I think you can actually go to other worlds, and it'll generate, like, a new Rimworld, and then you can land there and start a new colony again. I mean, it's just like the game never has to end, you know. So you can do all that, but you can also just build a basic bitch ship, and it'll just take you up into orbit, and then you'll be done. Which is what we're doing. I think the small rocket, and yeah. Capable of launching a ship into orbit, not suitable for interplanetary travel. And that's what we're doing. And as far as I can tell, this is everything I need, which is basically the engines, the bridge, with a pilot or an AI, some sensors, and the life support. And you don't even need the life support if you give all your colonists EVA suits. But I went with the support system. And then you need power to kind of power it all. Now, I don't know if I have enough power to power it all. Right now, it's actually hooked into my overall grid. So I have some batteries here. There's some solar panels. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see if I can actually launch. Now, the launch report, as soon as I add a pilot, I can launch the ship. So I guess we're just going to go see how it goes, you know? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I haven't tried it or anything. We're just going to see how it goes. So, um, but yeah, so I built these machine gun bunkers. It's like 300 steel, and 3 components. And that's it. And they each take 200 watts of power. They take like very standard ammo of 7.62 NATO. And I put barbed wire around all of them in case anyone got close. Since I have put these in, these 7, no enemy has ever made it past it into my actual kill box. I've never once had to use this. This is just such a stunning, just barrage of bullets. Because it's just a big open field. There's no cover or anything. Enemies just have to waltz up and nothing can withstand. I've had whole like big insect raids come in and it's just nothing. And I also added in this large shield generator, which takes like 5,000 watts when it's active. And it projects a shield all around me that apparently blocks projectiles. I've definitely seen them shoot, but I guess it does something. I mean, no one's ever... They all seem like they just kind of keep walking towards it without firing from, like, back here. So I think it actually does do something. So there, as soon as the raid happened, it triggered and went active. But they're just logging, so I don't think they're gonna... The raids do get kind of big at this point. I mean, there's definitely been raids of, like, 30 people. But, again, nothing can make it past this. So, it's all good. Alright, so let's have Harper go over here, man the ship bridge. Now, again, in vanilla, you have to do the whole launch procedure, which takes, like, days. And you have to defend it from multiple raids. I assume the same as this. Okay. Or maybe not. Oh, okay. Harper went by himself. Orbit achieved. Your colonists gaze in awe at the planet beneath them. Successfully launching a spacecraft is a major milestone, but you're not out of the rim yet. Oh, so to actually win now, you need to leave the orbit. So you need the Johnson-Tanaka drive, which requires an entanglement manifold, which you cannot craft. Perhaps one of the derelict ships orbiting this planet still holds a functional drive you could salvage. So if we go here, he is now in orbit. He is above the planet. There's bodies flying by. And I did not prep this ship for any sort of combat or anything, really. I thought just as soon as I launched, the game would be over, like normal. It's apparently negative 133 degrees here. It's kind of cold. What's your minimum? Minus 213. So he's actually perfectly comfortable outside in the vacuum. I don't know. I don't expect that he needs to breathe. But I mean, the EVA suit also lets you have thrusters for movement. So even if he could breathe, he wouldn't be able to move. Okay. Hmm. How do I get to this orbital? Oh, here. Oh, we actually have to fly it. Okay, here we go. How could it go? And you find derelict ships nearby that you can then check out. Wonder how long a long burn is. Well, we're approaching it. Oh, now we're flying past it. Hostile ship detected. Okay, I should not have done a long burn. I definitely misunderstood. Well, shit. I mean, we have no backup fuel. We have nothing. So I've already used up most of my fuel. Okay. Well, now we know that. Yeah, I mean, it's wild stuff. It's wild stuff. And you can start, there's a scenario that starts you in kind of like a busted spaceship, and then you have to like fix it back up and repair things and harvest some other derelict ships nearby and things like that so that you can actually like land on the Rimworld then and then start up your normal colony. And that could be interesting sometime as well. But there's just, I mean, with all these mods, just nuts. Just nuts. So I do have a spare Persona core, of course. And I think I'm pretty close to being able to just make my own if I wanted. Um, so that's not an issue if we need the ship AI. But then, yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. Let's set then a zone. And this will just be for chem fuel. They should start moving chem fuel that way. Okay. I mean, that should be enough, I would think. Yeah. I don't know what else. I mean, I could put weapons on it, I guess. I don't have any shields. I don't have anything. I've made this as bare bones as possible. But I've got different turrets. But again, power is our issue. I don't know. Just say fuck it. I guess maybe build this. I don't know if I have to build this. Just build it there. Yeah, you know, I'd rather have Harper build the giant ship computer core with the AI. Thank you. Ah, I see, yes. It's not technically connected. Janky ass ship design. I figured it's basically like a big middle finger to this planet. That was my thought. Just hold on a second. Okay. Alright. Oh, it didn't... I keep... No, the ship name... Yeah, I named the ship the Asimov. I thought that was cool. So now we just need to get everyone on board. Slowly but surely. And then we launch the ship. Huzzah. Okay, hold on. What exactly got destroyed there? Oh my god, why is it so laggy? Thank you. Alright, so we are generating 2,400 watts. We're consuming 3,000. So that's good. I don't know. I don't think we need this. That's just for when we actually leave this whole planet. Okay. So we need to scan. Until we find the remnants of the ship that brought us to this Rimworld. Psychic mothership. Yeah, I'm thinking we don't go up against the psychic mothership. There it is. That's what we want. Okay, so there it is. Short burn west. That says fuel cost of 23. What exactly does that mean? Nope, don't want that. I don't know. I don't think there's... I thought you just approach it. That's what I'm assuming it to be. Okay. That's far less than the long burn. No, get out of here with your Odin hunt. Yes, thank you. I'm assuming we just kind of have to get close. And then it'll be like land or approach or something. I don't know. It says attack psychic mothership. But I don't want to do that. Oh, okay. It apparently took my right click to mean, yes, do this, please. Do this now. Retreat. Man, it's laggy as fuck up in here. Yeah, so that's a big ship attacking you. That's what happens there. That's what happens there. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean that's why I didn't want to attack the psychic mothership. Shouldn't have right-clicked on it. So overall, I mean, like, the high-end tech and stuff, and getting into all that, it's cool. I mean, it depends. It really depends on what you want to get out of Rimworld. Like, why do you play Rimworld? If you play it because you want to have, like, this big, crazy colony and you want to have 30 colonists and they're all running around and you're managing, like, this mini empire and you're dealing with raids with, like, 100 enemies and, all these, like, big events, or if you're happy with like one naked guy trying to survive in the woods, you know, and just dealing with like these much smaller but just as dire threats. Um or if you just like it because you want like a little kind of colony on the rim world and you have 5, 6 people and you farm and you tend crops and there's just so many different possibilities. I don't really care much for the sort of mega colony thing. That doesn't interest me a whole lot. And, that's just kind of how it is when you get into the late game. Even if you have only 5, 6 colonists, your wealth just inevitably is going to continue to go up in order to sustain all these late game techs. And then the raids are going to get bigger regardless, and so on and so forth. Still not found. Now it says derelict ship detected, but that must be, yeah, approach derelict destroyer. Now we really just want to go to the ship bow. I'm just gonna start moving west. We're gonna make an assumption. Where's it at? Where's it at? $140 plasteel. I mean, if I was into Silinks and stuff, that'd probably be worth it. But you know what I need? I need that ship bow. I mean, this is the last video regardless, so I'm not, like, devastated if I don't actually win the game, per se. Because what does that really matter? So for the next playthrough, what I'm really thinking is, I definitely want to do Winston Waves. I'm really interested in doing a whole playthrough with that. I'm thinking Naked Brutality. I was actually watching a video where a guy did Naked Brutality. No, he did Tundra, Naked Brutality, but he altered the Naked Brutality to make it tribal Naked Brutality. So you have one guy naked, but he has tribal research, not like normal research where you have electricity right off the bat. So basically you have almost no research and you have nothing on you and you're in the tundra. I mean, that's impressive shit, I gotta say. I don't know. I don't know if I would do tribal Naked Brutality or just normal Naked Brutality. But I'd like to do that, Winston Waves, and I'm thinking one of the alpha biomes, one of the unique ones. Maybe Feralist Confested Jungle or something. I was thinking overall, like, wetlands, rainforest, someplace kind of wet and nasty. The Prime Sardine Mountain, the Rough Donkey Sea. Yeah, the random names they have are sometimes hilarious. Rape Ocean and stuff. This ship bow is not seem to be coming up. That's a bummer, because that's kind of our... Alright, well, let's check out the... Oh, we left the derelict ship. Valuable asteroids. There may be danger there. Now, does that show up here? Oh, that does show up there. Valuable asteroids. Fuel cost 21. I can only assume you have to actually approach it. I think my guys will probably start to get a little stir crazy. There's no recreation. There's nowhere to go. Just sit here, enjoy your life. I'm not good at designing things, but I could definitely see people that really get into that, like designing some epic, awesome spaceship and, you know, sitting there for years just building it up, and then coming out here and basically playing FTL and, you know, doing all sorts of stuff like that. I mean, you could have, especially Harper, who's an android, I mean, he could live for hundreds of years. And you could just keep playing and going to different planets and different colonies. And, oh my gosh, it's just nuts. But I think most people tend to have shorter games, shorter playthroughs. I think most people don't ever even, like, finish the game. Like, vanilla, you know? I think if I actually cared about, like, finishing the game, I probably would not have installed Save Our Ship 2. Because it just makes the process much more involved than vanilla. Which is already kind of time consuming. But I don't really. Okay, I mean, I've done it. So. Okay, I've collided with the android. Still no option to approach the android. So I don't know how it works. Did they never put the EVA helmets here? That's weird. Definitely told them to. Well, then we can't go outside regardless. Or actually, well, we might be able to. Hold on. Let's put on your EVA suit. Yeah, strip down. Put on the EVA suit. Oh, and then he just goes out. There you go. He did it. I mean, fuck it. He's an android. Holy crap, I'm actually doing this. Plus 15 mood buff for spacewalking. Yeah. Okay, I have no idea how to actually... I guess I could look it up, since we're here. How do you do space missions? Oh, you need a shuttle? Oh, okay. I needed to actually build a shuttle. So I don't know if I could even do anything then. Okay. Well then, fuck it. I mean, it's cool, but it's like a whole second game almost to get into, and I'm more interested in trying new playthroughs. And this one's been long enough as it is. So I think bottom line, we can confirm that Android's really freaking good. Yeah, I would say Android's really freaking good. I would say the Rim Factory stuff in general, pretty freaking good for all the automation and stuff. I mean, getting up to this pulse drill, it's just insane. Like, the amount of steel. The amount of steel you can just mine up. Incredible. Oil, you know, for how simple it is overall, it's just really nice. I mean, you could just live off oil very well when it comes to power. These power plants are not that costly. 16,000 watts. And I've just been going off this one oil well this entire time here. Still got 35,000 left. So that's great. Rim Atomics, really cool. I mean, for how in-depth it is and everything, and adding a whole new research tree and everything, we're definitely going to do a whole playthrough that's just based on nuclear energy at some point. I mean, just look how cool this cooling tower looks with the steam coming out of it. It looks fantastic. It's fantastic. 74 plasteel stuck there, but yeah. Really damn cool stuff. And this kill box design, yeah, we're going to be using this in the next playthrough. Better believe it. Overall, I still love Combat Extended. It's just too good. Now that I have a better understanding of defenses and everything. Semi-random research. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Because it's so easy to look at all, like, the annoying aspects of it, where you're just, like, burning through random bullshit research just to try to get the thing you want, you know? It's like, it's not really great. It's not what you want. But, like, last playthrough, the Forged in Fire one where we had it, and we ended up getting in all this different cooking stuff that I really never would have. That, I think, is where semi-random research is better. When it kind of forces you to do things that you normally wouldn't. And so, in that sense, I feel like having 6 choices plus reroll takes away from that. Because 6 choices with reroll, that's 12 options. You're going to find something that you kind of want each time, most times. Or you're going to find something dirt cheap that you're just going to burn through to get to the next reroll. So I think we're going to probably bump that down a little bit. I've seen some people say that they do semi-random research and they actually cut, or they actually increase how long it takes to research. Sometimes, I saw one guy say that he goes to 10% research speed. So it takes him like a year to research a big tech. That seems a little extreme to me because, you know, with combat extended, it can be very brutal if you can't make bullets. But, yeah, I could see sort of putting research speed down to like 70% or something like that, just to make it take longer. I mean, this was a little skewed because Harper was just a god of research and everything. But yeah, slower research speed, less choices, probably forces you into some different play styles and things like that. Because a lot of research, a lot of tech, you kind of just ignore. You know, there's so many things you just blur past because it's just like, bleh, it's not a big deal. You know, the higher step is like, you know, 5 seconds away. But especially for like I have a lot of mods that add higher end stuff. I mean, look at all these blue and purple things. That's all high end shit. But, you know, especially for like medieval ages, there's a lot of different avenues. I mean, there's all these magic things, like actually using those golems and stuff could have been really interesting. Different cannons and ballistas, crossbows. I mean, it would be kind of interesting to play a playthrough where getting... what was I looking at? What was I thinking of? I guess like getting the first step of gunpowder, you know? Getting that and getting flintlock musket and pistol. And that would be like really cool because then you could actually do like a proper... I mean, but I don't know. We haven't done a lot of medieval stuff with combat extended. I mean, I want to be able to use great bows and try great bow, you know, things like that. The great bow kill box, or getting plate armor and that being like, holy shit, we got plate armor now. That's awesome. I haven't looked at the medieval expanded kind of mod in a while that really fleshes out the whole medieval lifestyle. But it's tricky. I mean, that's why there's a lot of mods that just cut out later tech entirely. So that, you know, stuff like all this does not exist in the game. For you or for your enemies. Because it's like one thing to be like, okay, yeah, I got great bows. This is awesome. But then your enemies come in with like, you know... Scar rifles and, you know, charge rifles and who knows what. So yeah, it's tricky having like an even development for you and for your enemies. Because the Empire, regardless of how you're playing, the Empire has advanced tech, whether you're a little tribe or not. So Combat Extended makes it a little better by having to need ammunition. So you can't just grab some random charge rifle and then, yep, I got a charge rifle. I'm done with bows. And that's part of why I like all that. But anywho, I think we are done here. Done with Rise of the Machines. Yeah, I mean, I think we proved machine supremacy. Nothing could really touch our base. We lived in paradise. We researched everything we wanted. Nuclear energy, oil. We can weave matter as we please. I think we're good. All right, so next time is going to be much more brutal, with waves of enemies constantly. It's going to be great. My name is Mangg. This has been Rimworld, Rise of the Machines. See you fine folks around.